You ever watch a show that pretends to give you closure, but instead leaves your brain spinning at 2 a.m.? Yeah, that's Sullivan's Crossing. The small-town charm, the cozy coffee shop, the heart-melting romance, and then BM. Plot holes so big you could drive an RV through them. Let's be real, this show didn't just drop a few side plots. It dropped entire universes of storylines like someone panicked during editing and said, you know what? Forget it. The audience won't notice. Spoiler alert, we noticed. So today, we're diving into the 10 storylines Sullivan's Crossing dropped faster than a bad first date. And trust me, by the end, you'll question if half these arcs were ever meant to make sense at all. But before we peel back the curtain and expose the secrets that never made it to air, quick favor, okay? If you love deep dives that untangle the chaos TV shows leave behind, hit subscribe right now. That one click helps the channel keep chasing the truth behind these forgotten plots. Alright, now grab your tea. Because once we start listing what Sullivan's Crossing forgot to finish, you'll never see those heartwarming cabins the same way again. Section 1. 100 to 600. Let's start with the biggest dropped thread of all one. The mystery of Lola's vanishing backstory. Remember how we were teased with hints that Lola had a dark secret from her past? The reason she left her old town? The way she paused whenever someone mentioned her ex or that summer. Yeah. Never resolved. No flashback, no payoff. It's like the writers built a ticking time bomb and then quietly deleted the detonator in post-production. And it gets worse. Because early drafts of the script, according to one of the assistant editors who slipped a comment online, actually had an entire episode explaining her past. But it got cut because it didn't fit the tone. Fit the tone? Buddy, it was the tone. Here's the thing. When a show builds emotional weight around mystery, then ghosts the audience, it's betrayal, plain and simple. And Sullivan's Crossing did it with a smile. Which brings us to number 2. The one that still keeps Reddit theorists awake too. Cal's brother, the ghost character. We hear about him. We see a photo once. Then poof, gone. The writers dangle this mysterious family rift like bait, then pull the line just as you lean forward. And fans have theories. Some think Cal's brother was meant to reappear as a rival love interest or even the villain of the series. Others think he was erased when production changed networks. Either way, they built emotional tension and left it hanging like an unanswered voicemail. And maybe that's what makes Sullivan's Crossing so frustrating. It's not the lack of closure, it's the illusion of one. Every storyline starts like a promise and ends like a shrug. A midway engagement, 600 to 1200s. Now let's play a little game. Comment down below, which unresolved storyline still bugs you the most? Is it Maggie's missing patient file? The mysterious donor who never showed up again? Or the romance that vanished mid-season like it never existed? Because I swear, the way the writers tease Maggie's mother's disappearance and then pivot to her career struggles felt like emotional whiplash. We went from, I'm uncovering a family mystery, to, I need a new business license, in 2 scenes. You can't just do that to an audience that's emotionally invested. It's like giving us a treasure map and then burning it halfway through the adventure. And yet, somehow that's exactly what makes the show addicting. The missing answers create a vacuum, and the fans rush to fill it with theories. One of the most viral theories right now, that the showrunners intentionally left these arcs unfinished because Season 2 was supposed to reveal that Sullivan's Crossing isn't as peaceful as it seems, that the town itself, the perfect little escape, was built on something darker. Sound far-fetched? Maybe. But every time Maggie or Cal mention second chances, it feels like code for something bigger, like the town's full of people hiding sins, not just secrets. Section 2, 1200 to 1803, the Forgotten Fire Incident.
Ah, yes.
Remember the early flashback of a fire that supposedly changed everything? The emotional trigger behind half the show's trauma arcs. Well, apparently, that was too much work to explain. Because by episode 8, poof. Gone. No investigation. No aftermath. Not even an emotional callback. I mean, if you're going to make us care about a life-altering tragedy, at least give us a hint about who started it. Fans thought it was connected to Lola's past, or even Maggie's father. But nope. That subplot got left behind like luggage at the train station. Now, a quick theory, and I'm betting on this one. That fire was meant to mirror the collapse of the town itself. A metaphor for how everyone there is pretending to rebuild, while still living in the ashes of their old lies. It's poetic, it's haunting, and if they cut that out for runtime, someone owes us a director's cut. 4. The hidden letter in Maggie's drawer. Yes, the letter. The one she finds but never reads aloud. We see her stare at it, tear up, fold it back, and then it's never mentioned again. Why plant that emotional seed if you're not going to let it grow? Here's what the fandom pieced together. That letter was from her estranged mother. Or maybe even from Andrew, before he left the clinic. Either way, it was clearly something meant to explode later. And yet, silence. Just imagine the kind of emotional closure that could have given us in the finale. Instead, we got a group dinner. Don't get me wrong. I love a good toast over small town cider, but when you tease a major secret and then cut to wholesome laughter, that's not storytelling. That's emotional clickbait. Closing tease for page 2, and here's the wildest part. Half of these missing arcs might not even be mistakes. There's growing evidence, yes, actual leaks, that some of these storylines were deliberately erased to set up a completely different tone for Season 2. One darker, moodier, and centered around betrayal. So before you think Sullivan's Crossing is just another small-town soap, think again. The story we got might just be the cover-up for the one we were never meant to see. Coming up next, we're diving into the 5 biggest hidden betrayals, the forbidden scripts that never aired, and one storyline that was so shocking, the network supposedly made them delete it. So yeah, don't go anywhere. Because in page 2 of things stop being cozy. They start getting criminal. Alright, remember when I said half of these storylines might not be accidents? Let's talk about what insiders quietly call the rewrite era. Because rumor has it, several original scripts for Sullivan's Crossing were scrapped mid-shooting. Why? To tone down darker themes. But what if those themes were the real story all along? So let's continue with the storylines that weren't just dropped, they were buried. 5. The disappearance of the anonymous investor early in the season. There's this mysterious figure funding the town's renovations. Never seen on screen, only mentioned in whispers. Anonymous donor, they said. Just someone who believes in the crossing. Except the script hints that this investor was tied to Maggie's father, or worse, responsible for the clinic's collapse. There's even a deleted line in episode 7 where Sully says, "Not everything here was built on clean money." That line never aired in the final cut. Now think about that, because if the town's biggest moral guide, Sully himself, was questioning the funding, then maybe the town's redemption story was a cover for corruption. That's not small town drama. That's organized guilt. And if that's true, then this dropped storyline wasn't dropped, it was suppressed. 6. The stranger by the docks. Blink and you missed it. A man standing by the docks in episode 3, wearing a dark coat, staring at Maggie. He never speaks. Never returns. Yet he's framed in such a specific way. The background slows. The sound dips. You can feel the tension. Some fans think he's Cal's estranged brother. Others say he's connected to the mysterious fire. But one behind the scenes clip revealed the actor actually had multiple filmed scenes later cut. So what happened? According to a crew member's Reddit AMA, those scenes changed the entire moral balance of the show. Translation: they made too many people look guilty. So instead of letting viewers question who the villain really was, they removed the character and let the story go flat. That's the kind of quiet erasure that turns a layered mystery into a Hallmark postcard. Audience re-engagement. 800 to 1200. Let's pause here. I'm curious. Do you think Sullivan's Crossing played it safe on purpose, or did they lose control of their own story? Drop your theory in the comments, because I swear, this show could have been HBO-level dark if they'd just committed. And it's wild. Because in my last video, we broke down the Gen V finale and how it set up The Boys Season 5 with pure chaos and moral decay. Now look at this: 2 totally different shows. Both scared of showing their characters' ugliest sides. Maybe TV isn't afraid of evil anymore, it's afraid of honesty. 7. The vanished engagement. Let's talk about Maggie's engagement subplot. We were spoon-fed flashbacks of her old fiancé, the emotional anchor of her pre-crossing life. They built him up like a ghost of regret, only to have him vanish completely after episode 5. No closure, no breakup conversation, not even a phone call scene. And get this, production notes hinted at an entire sequence showing Maggie receiving a final voicemail from him, but it tested too sad in previews. So they cut it, because apparently, we can't handle heartbreak unless it's sanitized. That's when I realized, Sullivan's Crossing isn't a story about healing, it's a story about unfinished grief. Every character walks around pretending they've moved on, but the audience can feel the weight they're still carrying. That missing engagement scene. It was the emotional mirror for everyone in that town, and they erased it. which means every smile we see afterward is technically